Good morning, everyone. As you can see, as I was introduced by Dr. Machila, my name is Hlezipina Pai. I'm a personal librarian for the College of Graduate Studies, and I'm also responsible for some of the subject areas in the College of Human Sciences, your communication science, history, information science, and political sciences. I'm here also representing a team of personal librarians, and I'm sure by now you all know who your personal librarians are. We are a team of about 14 librarians. We are all assigned to different colleges. So we are responsible for all the postgraduate students at this university and to assist you with your research journeys. My brief this morning is to take you through what we call reference management tools. UNISA subscribes to RefWorks, which is going to be my brief this morning. I'm going to use RefWorks as one of the management reference tools in my presentation this morning. And we used to subscribe what we call Mendeley. The two systems are the same, but we have since unsubscribed to Mendeley. But if you have created an account on Mendeley and you still wish to retain Mendeley, you will have to use the free version, which we're not supporting. So you can continue using that reference management tool as your Mendeley if you don't want to, upload your references into your RefWorks account, because you can move from Mendeley into RefWorks. When I do my demonstration, I'll show you how you can do that, but you're also welcome to stay with Mendeley, which will be a free version with limited scope. And we also have recently subscribed to EndNote, which is one of our Clarivate Web of Science subscription. And EndNote, it's actually mainly used by the science people. It was not going to be allowed to be used by all the other colleges, but we were told that we should tell our students that there's also EndNote. The choice is yours. You can go and make create an account and also use EndNote. Excuse me. Right. Excuse me. Remember, with these reference management tools, we have different referencing styles. So when you start doing your referencing, you should actually contact either your college or your department on what kind of a style the department is using. So different colleges, they use different styles. Different departments are also using different styles. And if you have selected a style of referencing, just make sure that you stick to one style. And there will come a time as you have to publish with your supervisor. There will be times when you have to change between the style that you have been using while you were writing your thesis or dissertation, because publishers always require that when you publish with certain publishers, whether it's Emerald or the Web of Science or Taylor and Francis, they also have their requirement of styles of referencing. So all of these tools are actually very good tools for you, because you can now go and create a bibliography within that particular tool. So if you create accounts in any of these tools, you will be able to build a library of references. So this morning, I'm going to explain to you that RefWorks, it's actually an easier tool to use. It will facilitate your research and allow you to collaborate with some of your peers, or you can share your references with other students that you are registered in the same environment. And also it will allow you to organize your data and do your write-up. It has a tool that is called RefWorks Citation Manager. It will allow you to do your citation automatically when you're doing your write-up. It also adds value to your research process in different ways. When we do the demonstration, you will see how that value can be added in your work. I'm going to take you through to searching any of our databases where you're going to be able to directly import as you are working on the system, whether you are using ebooks, whether you are using databases for articles, where you can directly import into this bibliography of references of yours on RefWorks. And I'm going to also show you how you're going to save your references. If you're working on a Google Scholar platform, how are you going to do the RefWorks settings so that you are able to save your references to RefWorks. And also on Google Scholar or any of the service providers. Sorry about that. If you are now starting, I just want to drink some water. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Take your time.
So you can also save any of the references that you are searching on any platform, whether it's a blog. RefWorks will allow you to save to any of the blogs that you're going to be using, but it won't allow you to save in a bulk. But when you're using a blog, you are able to save because it has a plug-in which is called Save to RefWorks. I'll show you when we go live how you're going to use that. You can also drag and drop any of your PDF documents, because I know some of you are, downloading PDFs and plugging them onto either on your C drive or on your computer. You can just go and take a PDF document, you drag it and drop it onto your system, and you can organize and manage some of your references at the end of the day within your RefWorks account. You can generate a bibliography. Let's say, for instance, I'm using Harvard and I've realized that no, my department is using APA. RefWorks will allow you to interchange between styles. If maybe I assume my department, communication science, for instance, is using Harvard, then I realize at the later stage that no, they are not using Harvard, they are actually using APA. If you are on RefWorks, you are able to interchange between styles. When we go live, I'll show you how you're going to do that. And in our final demo, I'm going to show you how you're going to be doing your write-up when you're writing your chapters, and you're going to use the RefWorks Citation Manager, how you're going to pull references and do your in-text citation. I think the last one I've already spoken about. So by now you all have library guides. If you don't know where to find RefWorks, on our A to Z list, under R, you go for RefWorks. But on a library guide, when you go under referencing, some of us have got a referencing tab, and all the guides are the same. So under the referencing tab, if you click on it, in some of our guides, you'll find that we've put things like referencing and plagiarism in one platform. So you will have all of this, but there is this library guide called Reference Management Tools. And in some of my guides and in some of my colleagues' guides, we will find that some of the departments, like this particular department, which is information science, they actually have their own guideline for their own students on referencing. So this is a PDF document for those particular students. If you are in SAMS on the RefWorks platform, SAMS has its own RefWorks referencing style embedded on the RefWorks platform. And I think law students also have what we call a scholar, which also appears on their RefWorks platform. I'll show you where you can find those for different colleges. And I think also, I think it's not case, it's accounting sciences. They also have their own style embedded onto the RefWorks platform. So if you click on that reference management tool, remember we are talking about reference management tools, which are different, but we are going to focus on RefWorks. So if you click on that reference management tool, you appear on this particular library guide. So this is where you're going to click when you go and want to create an account. When you click on that create an account, on this particular reference management tool library guide, there are videos, tools that you can use to just orientate yourself how to build this library of yours. And there's all these other guides that you can go and familiarize yourself with. So when you click on that link, or if you go to our A to Z list and just click under RefWorks, you will arrive at this particular page if there are some of you who don't have an account. And if you create this account, please note it has to be your MyUNISA credentials, because you can't create an account. These are subscribed databases. You can't use a private email when you create these accounts. So you click on that create an account. There will be different pages that you'll be asked different questions. And once you're done, you just put your My Life email account and the password. You can create any other password, and then you open the system. When you land on the system, so this will be your shell of that RefWorks interface. Because you haven't exported anything into this shell, it will look like this. On this panel on your left-hand side, this is where you're now going to, if you're working on different chapters, you're going to go now and create folders, or you put references into different folders so that you are able to share with any of, if you are a lecturer, you want to share with your students, you can create folders and share these references with your students. At the top panel, that's where you're going to add from your desktop, or you can export from somewhere, or you can switch. You export from Mendeley and you take everything into this platform. This is your add button. This is where you're going to create a bibliography once you have items that you have exported on this platform. I'll show you live how you're going to do that. At this top panel here, you'll see that you can you register, and then you'll have your name there as a registered person. If it was me, I've already registered with RefWorks. It will just say, give me, Citation. It will have my name on. And then the last link there, you'll see it will have, all the videos, the guides, the library guides on RefWorks, on how to use RefWorks. And when you're stuck on certain things, this is where you'll go. You click on this arrow there, and then it will give you everything. Okay, so this is what the panel looks like. And when it's populated with references, this is how RefWorks will look like. This is your library then of your references. And if you want to create a bibliography, before you even create a bibliography, remember you have exported everything into this library of yours, then you will have an option. When you click on that create bibliography on the previous screen here, when you click on this, all the references that you have exported will appear, but then you have to choose a style of referencing. So this is where now your supervisor comes to say, what kind of a referencing style should I use when I start doing my write-up? There's your SEMS embedded style. Students that are registered in this college they have these two styles that they can choose from after they've had a conversation with their lecturers. And this is for the law students. They have their own style. They don't have to worry. You just click on your style, and then this whole bibliography here will be created in this particular style. And I see the SPL has also have their own embedded style here. They are using Harvard, and there's College of Accounting Sciences. They also have their own style. So other colleges are not on board as yet, but we are working with different departments to get everyone on board, so that it will be nicer if we have all the colleges have their styles embedded, so that whether you're doing an honors or a master's or a PhD, you just click on the style that is required by your particular college. But if you are using a particular style, for instance, if your department is using APA, and there are different editions as well, or if they are using an MLA for the language people, if they are using Chicago, then you can just type it in, and then different editions of that particular style will come through. Then you can select the edition that your department has suggested that you use. And once you've done that, you just click on create a bibliography, and then it will create a bibliography for you and put it in this particular panel. And then you can just copy it to your end of your write-up, or whether it's an assignment or whether it's a chapter that you want to submit. Okay, so in RefWorks, you have what we call tools. If you have Windows 10, this particular RefWorks Citation Manager, it comes with your MS Word document. It sits here. But if you don't have MS Word 10, you go to your add-ins, and then you add it. You add your reference, your RefWorks Citation Manager from the add-ins. Or you can go back to RefWorks under Tools. There are tools here. I'll show you where you can go. When we go live, I'll show you when we can go live, where you're going to go on RefWorks. There are tools. You can add also, you can edit from RefWorks, from the tool itself. Okay, so this is your RefWorks Citation Manager. What it does, it brings your work. This is your chapter that you're writing, and once you click on it, it will bring your references here so that you can start doing your in-text citation. We'll go and do live. You'll see now, if I click there, it brings my references. If I want to start citing and create a bibliography, it will do it for me automatically. So on your Google Scholar platform, what I would urge all of you to do is to go under these three lines there and go and change the settings, because as much as we don't want you to use any other internet sites, but you are allowed to go and use Google Scholar, where some of you go and search, and then you have to go under settings and go and do show links, this one, and select RefWorks and save your settings. You do your settings for library, where when you're searching, you just tell Google Scholar to give you only stuff that belongs to, that your library subscribes to. And also you say to Google Scholar, I'm searching now, but I want some of these items that I'm getting, I want them to save them to my RefWorks account. But unfortunately, this will be a one-on-one. It will just save one per item. And also, again, besides your Google Scholar settings for RefWorks, you must also do your Google Scholar settings for library links, so that when you save these settings, you are able to get PDFs that your library subscribes to. Because sometimes if you don't do these settings, you get articles that you want to use, but then you don't have a link to the library acquisition. So it will give you, when you do your settings, it will show you that this particular article, it's available in a PDF, and your library, actually, you have access as a UNISA student. So once you've done your Google Scholar settings for RefWorks, you must also do your library settings so that you can import these into your RefWorks account with all the PDFs attached to them. Okay, so if you click on that last one, the first one, I've done in information literacy in South Africa because I'm responsible for library and information science. It gave me all of this because my settings are set. I have all of these are available in PDF, but unfortunately for me, I'll have to import them one by one. So I'll click on import. You'll see this is my last imported reference, and it comes with a PDF. When I click there, there's my full text. I can read it in my platform of RefWorks. And on your RefWorks, under the tools, we have what we call Save to RefWorks. It has to sit on any of the platforms that you're using, whether it's your Mozilla, whether it's your Chrome, whether it's your Edge. This has to sit there so that when you go and conduct a search, after having done your settings, you are able to, if only you have done this and you're doing a blog, you're searching on a blog, or you're searching on any of the internet sites, not database sites, only on the internet sites when you're searching for information literacy in South Africa. If you're searching a blog or you're searching any of the websites that you know that this is a legitimate website where you can find information, like on your World Bank sites for people who are doing development studies. If you search on the World Bank site and you find that there are articles that are there that you want to import into this, you have to have your safe RefWorks settings properly done from the tools of the RefWorks, and then it will bring all of this on the site. Then you can select all the PDFs that you want to send to your RefWorks, and then you have to log into your RefWorks account so that you are able to send them there all at once. So this Save to RefWorks only works when you are searching on blogs or some of the internet sites, but not from the database sites, because then this will not work because of the certificate problem issue. Okay, we're going to go live, and I'm going to showcase to you on how you're going to now register an account. This is this is where you go through. Remember, when you come from outside, you don't use MyUnisa as an entry point because the library doesn't have any bearings, or do not have a presence in MyUnisa. So you must use this library link. When you come here, you can go to your own library guide where you'll find a referencing tab. I'm going to go to library guide, and I'm going to go to my own library guide, which is either information science, because I'm also responsible for communication science, but I'll go to information science. So this is where you come and you go referencing, because now you want to go and register for this RefWorks account, and you come to this page. So for students in this department, they don't have to worry about anything. They are having this as a guideline for themselves. For other students, you can you click here on the RefWorks Management Tools. This is a library guide compiled by one of my colleagues. So those people that are still using Mendeley, continue doing so. But remember that you won't have enough functionalities from there. Those who want to register for EndNote, which it's anybody's choice, you can go and do that. But for RefWorks, which is my brief this morning, you click on RefWorks, it will open a RefWorks library guide where you have all the videos that you can, at your spare time, go and have a look. They are very short. They will show you how you can drag and drop a PDF from wherever. how you manage your folders and how you can create and manage some of the folders that you're going to create, especially when you want to, because remember when you start submitting your work, you submit, maybe it's chapter 1. You don't want to send all the references at once. So you have to, whatever is in your library of references on your RefWorks, you have to put them in certain folders so that you know that these are references that will go with chapter 1. These are references, so you have to create folders. You can call them whatever, whether it's a literature review or it's introduction or it's chapter 1. It depends on how you want to label them. But remember, you can create folders and then send a chapter with folders within, with references within a particular folder. But remember, at the end of your thesis or dissertation, then you can combine all different folders and just create one big bibliography. So what is nice it's nice with these tools, you don't have to worry about commas, full stop and everything. The system does it for you. So if you don't have an account, this is where you go and sign in for an account. You click on that sign in. Because I have an account, I'll just go and sign in. But if you don't have an account, you have to go to create an account, where it will tell you that you must enter your institutional email or logins. And then you start going through the process. And then you can create any other password for this one, but you always remember that you always use that particular same password as you enter the space. So I'm going to log in because I have an account. So mine is already populated. Remember in my slides, there's that empty shell. So on this library of mine, I've got, I can go and delete what is duplicated. Remember, when you are in these databases, when you go to EBSCOhost or when you go to either Sage or the Web of Science, you might find that you have exported articles that are duplicate. You can go and search for duplicates. You can go and say to the system, find duplicates. And then you can call either from your folders, and the system will be able to check if you have any duplicates, and then it will ask you whether you want to delete some of the duplicates. And then you can select what is duplicated and then delete from there. And then you can also share some of your references. Let's say, for instance, you are doing a chapter on methodology, and you're working with someone and you want to share a reference with. You can share either a folder or you can share just an ordinary reference as you wish. So you can share both. Or if your supervisor has found something with you, if she or her or him has a RefWorks account, knowing that my student will like to read this, they can go to their library and share references with any one of them. And when you click on that share references, you can either share from a folder or you can share from individual, the entire or the latest or the last imported references or something which is in the folder. And the system is going to say to you, you can invite people to have either access or in your organization, or you can also, anyone within your organization that may join in this folder can be invited. It's up to you how you want to share this. And then you just click on done. If it's a folder that I've selected, it will go to that particular person. But what is nice also here, if maybe you have references that you have, you didn't export on an online platform, but you want to add them to this library, the system allows you to do an edition by uploading certain documents. If I click on upload, it's going to go to my files. And then if I just go and check some of my PDFs there, I can just go and upload and file. What is not going to do is it's going to upload individual items. It's not going to upload a Word document with references within it. That is not going to happen. So it doesn't upload a list of references within a document. It's just going to upload PDF documents which are available on your file. You can just click on any one of those and then it will upload. It won't upload a set of references that you have compiled and then save them as something. It doesn't do that. You can also import references. Here is your Mendeley. For instance, those who were using our subscribed Mendeley account, if I had a Mendeley account and I want to stop using Mendeley and I want to transfer all my references from Mendeley into RefWorks, I can do that. I can just click on Mendeley and then everything will be selected to, everything will be, transferred from Mendeley into this account. I'm not going to do that. Or you can just select a file from your computer and just drop it here. This is where you drag and drop it here. I can drag it from my file somewhere and then drop it here. Especially if you have a lot of PDF documents that you've saved on your either on your file or on your screen, then you can just go and click on it and drag it and drop it to here. Again, under Add, RefWorks allow you, if you have used, for instance, if you have searched a book on the catalog and you have a list of books that you've picked up from the catalog, you can also create references manually, especially things that you didn't export. I might have 10 lists of titles of books which I've used, but I didn't export from the catalog into the system. So it will allow you to add manually. You just have to tell it what the kind of work it is. If it's a book, you have to name it like that. Or if it's a chapter in a book that you have used and you want it here, you have to say to it, this is a web page or a report or a newspaper article. You have to name it as such and complete this form. And at the end there's a save. So that particular reference will be saved into your library. And usually when you save something into your library, it will tell you this is your last imported reference work. It will appear at the top of your list. Okay. So this is when you go and use the Add button. On this other side, you can go and create folders. So I have different folders as I was helping people. So I have different folders. For instance, if you have created folders as you exported some of your references and you call them different things, if you have folders for your methodology chapter or folders for your literature review, this is where you go and create a folder, and then you put them, you give them names. So if, for instance, I want to add a folder, you just click on add a folder and you give it a name and then you save it. So when you export your references, let's say, I'll just practice. So now I have a practice folder which has nothing. If now I'm going to export, as we're going to demonstrate now how we're going to export some of the references. If, for instance, this is what I've exported, I'll have to select all on this and then just click on here. So all of these items will go and be selected and go into my practice folder. Okay, I'll have to open a list, select all, and then add them into my folder. add into the no. It has to be added into that particular folder that I've created. But you see now that you can create any other folder, and then for sure, because these belong to other folders, I have to delete that old folder so that I can create a new one and add new references into an old folder. But you can do that. You can create folders for different chapters, or you can just leave all your references in one, in one big chunk, because I've got 156 references that are not in a folder. Let's say, for instance, I'm now done with my M or D, and I'm happy with my whatever I've used. I've submitted all the chapters, I've done all the corrections, but now I have to create a bibliography, because now I'm working on submission. So I've got all these 156. I just say to the system, go and create a folder for me. I mean, a bibliography for me, sorry about that. And I've already selected Harvard British style. So this is all my 158 references in this particular style. Let's say, for instance, I've decided, no. My supervisor say, no, let's not use Harvard British. Let's either use APA. I can either go and search for APA. It will give me all the variants of APA, and then I just click on the, whatever edition my supervisor has advised me on. And then I say APA 7, and then it edits all my references again into that particular style. Let's say you are in SAMS, and then you have your own references. You haven't actually selected a style. You've just been sending your references to this particular library. You guys are fortunate. You've got these institutional styles. You just click on your college style. Whatever references that you have will be given in that particular style. And then you just copy this to a page where you want it to go on your Word document, and then you do your submission. And the law people will go to their scholar style, and the SBL guys have their own Harvard referencing as well. Likewise, the College of Accounting Sciences as well. So make sure you have a discussion with your supervisors on the kind of style, because you don't want to submit not even sure what kind of a referencing style your department is using. When we look at the tools option on RefWorks, remember the tools. You can also use the tools to find duplicates. The system will bring up all the duplicates for you. Then you can just delete as you wish. But I want to showcase this tools thing for you. Remember, I told you that there's this RefWorks, save to RefWorks on tools. This is where you'll find it. It has to appear on any of the browsers that you are using. You just click here on install to save to RefWorks, and then you just hover it like this, and then you go and put it there on your tool, on your whatever browser you are using, whether using Chrome, Edge, Mozilla, any of the browsers, and then you put it there. Mine is already there, as you can see it. You just go and click on it. You click here, and then you just hover over it, and then pull it and put it here. This is how you're going to do the save to RefWorks tool on the web. And we also have the Microsoft Word plugin, which is called Reference Citation Manager, where you're going to do your write-up. It comes automatically with Windows 10, and people who don't have it will have to go to their Word document and go to their add-ins and edit from there. So I'm going to stop showcasing this RefWorks, because this is when you have now created an account, and then you're starting sort of trying to figure out how to work your library database. This is your library of reference database. But remember again that you have all of these links on your RefWorks, where you'll have short videos on different things that you can use as you go along. And some of them do appear on the platform itself under tools here, or on the next to your name once you are registered. And just make sure once you are logged in, log out. You shouldn't be logged in for too long. I mean, for forever, because then you don't know what will happen to your references. Okay, so besides all the videos and some of the tutorials that you can use on RefWorks, you also have your own personal librarians who are available for one-on-one in case you are stunned, or you get lost, or you want to ask questions, or you want a one-on-one where we can take you through how to create an account. But we prefer that you create an account, and when you come to us, you are ready to utilize the system, because it's no use for me to start you from, because an account is a personal thing. You have to create an account yourself, and once you have this empty shell of a library, that's where we come in, where we're going to go now and show you how you're now going to export the references and try to build this library. Right, we're going to go now to my library guide again, because I'm just going to show you now how you're going to build this library. You go to your article tab on any of your guides, or if you know your database by name by now, you can go to our A to Z list. You choose any of the databases that it's on your guide, or the one that you use frequently. And then you authenticate yourself, obviously, with your MyUNISA credentials. And then you get into the system where you're now going to conduct a search on a topic that you are busy with. And this is EBSCO. I just have to accept all terms and conditions. And because I know that EBSCO doesn't give me only one database, I can go and select a few that I think will answer my research question. Because I'm a librarian, I'll use all my library science databases, and I say, okay. So the system will now allow me to work on it. So I'm going to search for information literacy. And just take note that when you start typing, this is not right. When you start typing, the system actually says to you, are you looking at the following? So I can either go with what it's suggesting, but I'm just actually looking for a phrase. I'm going to put it in quotation marks, because I want the two words to appear next to one another. I'm looking at information literacy in an academic library setting. So there's my academic libraries. I will leave it at this. But before I press the enter button, I'll tell the system I'm only interested in peer review material. I can date my work, and I want from 5 years ago, and then say from 2019 to 2024. And then I enter the search button. And then the system will generate whatever it is that I've asked for. But seeing that this is too much for me, I can say to the system, just put academic libraries also in quotation. I don't want academic libraries there or there. And then search again. So this is how you refine, because if you are overwhelmed, you get thousands, you have to work smart and tell the system this. I can go back and say, this is still too much. I want information literacy to appear in all the titles of my articles. And then I don't care where academic libraries features in. It can be in the subject field, or it can be in an abstract. I'm happy with it. So remember, these databases are ranked according to relevancy. So the top listed articles in my list will be the most relevant one. That's why I'm picking information literacy in the first article that I'm looking at. And there's my academic libraries in the subject term. So if I'm happy with this kind of a list, before I even get excited and want to send the whole thing, I have to go into my left-hand bar and tell the system I can only read English. I can't read Spanish or any of the other languages that are there. So now I have about 395. For a PhD student, I think this is enough. You can just navigate the system and you tell the system, okay, fine, give me maybe 50 on this page. If I'm a master's student, I will start here and say, I want to look at the first 50 or the first 100, and then you apply. And then it will give you the first 50. So I can say now, okay, let's start selecting. This is your hourglass where you can just go and read the abstract quickly and satisfy yourself if this is, because it gives you a synopsis of an abstract. So you use the hourglass to look at the whole abstract. And if you are satisfied, you use the plus sign to put it in this. It tells you the folder is now empty. If you start adding, it will tell you your folder has items. So you use all these plus signs to mark what you think is relevant for your topic. You go through the first 50. You can take as many as you want. You can go to 100 articles at a time. These are freely available for you. If I'm satisfied with my list, I just go to my folder here, go to folder view, or just go and open my folder here. So I've marked about 3 or 4 of these articles. And there are 3. Instead of me now sending this to my email, like we demonstrated in our previous trainings, you have to now send this to your reference management tool, which is RefWorks. So you go and click on export. It opens on another page where it will ask you, where are you exporting this to? So most of the database have a direct export to RefWorks. So there's my direct export to RefWorks. I just have to say save, and then it will take all of these 3 articles into my RefWorks account. Remember, I'm logged in. It will pop on my RefWorks account, and then I will see. So if you work on these systems, you are always logged in onto your account so that you can see your last imported. Okay, I think I'm logged out. I have to sign in again. Sorry about that. So it's now exporting this 3 articles into my RefWorks account. If I wanted to put these 3 references into any of the folders that I'm currently having, I will have to click here and say, put it in a language folder or put it in an electronic records folder. So all these 3 items will go in my assigned folder. But because I don't want to put them in a folder, I just say, just import them into my whole library of bibliography. And then it will say to me, so these are your last imported references. So I go to my last imported references. They will appear at the top of the list of my bibliography. So there they are. This is the list that I've just sent. And you saw that most of them came with PDF documents. So when I want to now start reading this article, I have to click on the title of the article. and then it will send me to a full text. It will give me a link where I can go and read the full text. If it was a PDF, it will open a PDF here. It will give me a PDF, and then I go and read it there. So when I click on full text, this is an open access article. It's downloading it for me to go and read it there. It's a PDF, there it is. Then I can start doing my reading, taking my notes as I wish. Okay, so this is how you're going to use any of our databases to go and search for articles, and then you use an export button. Most of them do have an export button. When you click on it, whether it's the Web of Science, whether it's the it's Sage or any of those databases, you will have an export sign where you can just send these to your RefWorks account. If I, for instance, like I said, you can read one of these articles online, it will download it for you in a PDF format where you can just read it there, but it will keep a link here. So you don't have to worry about it not bringing the full text with. It will bring you the link to the full text where you click on the link where you can go and read it. Or if I want to now create this particular bibliography of these recently sent items. For instance, if now I'm writing my methodology chapter, and these are methodology articles that I want to use in my chapter, I can just go immediately and say, create a bibliography for these particular references that I've just sent. So these are the four articles that I've chosen from EBSCO in this particular style. If I don't want to use SAMS, I'll have to go back to my favorite style, which was Harvard British, and then it changes to that. Or I can use my college style for referencing. And if I want to send this to a chapter that I'm writing, I just click on the clipboard and copy and paste on the chapter that I'm about to send. So this is how you're going to send your work, that your searching items from all the databases that you'll be searching, whether it's articles, whether it's thesis, and you're going to export them to your library so that you can build this library, because this is your library of references. Instead of having a notebook where you jotting all the references that you are, working on as you go through your research, this is a smarter way to work. It does it for you automatically. It exports, it brings it here. They are all in one place. You can have all these folders created, or you can have an entire bibliography created for you where you don't have to worry about italics, whether you have to write the author in capital letters, or whether you should put a comma here or a full stop there, or whether remember in olden days, there were some of those styles where you had to underline certain things, or you put authors in bold. So these systems will be able to do it for you. Okay, so now I'm going to go to open a Word document where we're going to look at, no, before I go there, I think I must go to Google Scholar, where I'm going to go to show you how you're going to do these settings. But I'm sure by now you've got the hang of it. You're going to go and open your Google Scholar, where you're now going to tell the system, I'm working on this topic. I need you to give me what my institution subscribes to. You go to these lines here. You go to settings, and you go to your library links first. You just type in University of South Africa. Remember, there's a University of South Africa in, is it Australia? And you put UNISA library in brackets, and then you save. So any of the searches that you're going to do on the platform, if UNISA has a PDF of that particular article, it will, whether we subscribe to it or not, if we subscribed to a journal title that you have just searched on, or the topic that you search on, there are titles of journals that we subscribed to, you will have a PDF. Again, you go to the same lines, you go under your settings. If you want now to send some of these works to your library of references, which is RefWorks, you go show links to import citation. You use this drop-down menu. It gives you all of this. If you are using any of those, you'll choose those, but we are using RefWorks, and then we save. So now if I look at information literacy, in South Africa, and do a search, the system is going to give me what my institution subscribes to in full text. And as you can see, there's a lot that you're getting after you've done your settings. If you haven't done your settings, you wouldn't get all of these PDFs appearing. So because I've done my settings, I'm now able to see that, okay, this one, it's available for my use in a full text format. My institution has paid for this, so I can use it for free. If I wanted to send this particular article to my RefWorks, I just have to click on import into RefWorks. It's now going to send it to my RefWorks account. If I wanted to put it in a folder, I will call a folder and then just say import into that folder, but I don't want to put it in a folder. I just click on import, and then it will be on the last list. It will be at the top of the list of things that I've just sent. Because it's a full text article, I can click on it, and then it will give me this on my right-hand panel, where I can now open the full text and read it. So it sends me where the full text is sitting. So I just go and read it there. But the link of a full text, it's embedded on your library. You know this particular article is there, full text for me. So there's the full text article. I can read it here. This is the PDF. It will open a PDF. I can read it, or I can just print some of the sections that I want to use, or make notes, or whatever I want to do with it. Okay. So this is how you're going to use Google Scholar, do all the settings, make sure you send those RefWorks, your articles to your save to RefWorks, import them to your RefWorks if you have done those settings. What I also wanted to show you is that when you go to, for instance, a blog, there is, if you search on a blog and there's an article that you pick up from a blog, you are able to say to the system you want to save this particular information of a blog into your RefWorks account. Then you use what appears on your browser, save to RefWorks. If I say I want to save to RefWorks, it must translate this on this format, where I would say save this particular, I can give it a name to say this is an article that I got from Target, which talks on information systems, which is part of my library jargon, library terms, that what is an information system. If I want to know more about this and I'm in that space, I can just tag this and you have to complete this. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's just for you to be able to remember what this article is all about, and then click on save to RefWorks and then import this particular. There it go, import process complete, and then view what is in your RefWorks. So this will appear at the top here. If I click on it, it will give me find full text. It will send me where the full text is lying. So you can save anything from any of the websites, whether it's a blog or whether it's a human rights. If you in law doing human rights, you go into human rights databases or any of the legal databases, where you don't find information on our subscribed databases, you end up going to these particular sites. Like, for instance, your World Bank portals, where you go and look for stuff there, and then you see there's information that you need. This is how you're going to utilize the Save to RefWorks so that you can keep it in one space with all your references of your bibliographies. Okay, of all your references in one space, yeah. Okay, guys, time is not on our side. I'm going to showcase now what you're going to do once you've got all these references lying in your bibliography. How are you now going to utilize your write and cite? So this is where now you go and do your write-up. This is just an example. You have to go either to your RCM, which is your RefWorks Citation Manager. I said to you, this comes with your Windows 10. If you don't have a Windows 10, you have to go to your add-ins. So where are my add-ins? Sorry about that. So there on my add-ins, I have to go and add my, I've got this one. You can search your reference management tool, Citation, RefWorks Citation Manager, and then you add it in. If you're not having Windows 10, you can use your add-ins to add it here. And as soon as it's added, if you start your write-up, you have to just click on RCM. This is your RefWorks Citation Manager. And when I click on it, what it's going to do, it's now, because I'm logged on to my RefWorks account, it's pulling all my references onto the same system. So it's now it's talking to my RefWorks account. So what it does, it brings all the references here. And you can see at the top of my list, I have all these latest references that it brings all of them. 100 and something articles will be lying on my left-hand panel, on my right-hand panel here. So then it's up to me now to do my work and tell the system I have to put a cursor where I want to now start citing, and then just select any of these and say, okay, cite this one, and then it brings it up in the format of my citation style. If I'm using APA, this will be different. If I'm using MLA, this will be different. If I'm using Chicago, this will be different. So you just put your cursor where you want your in-text citation to be effected. You go and say, cite this. And unfortunately with this one, if you have to put page numbers, remember, you are the one who's doing the write-up. You are the one, if you want to make a quotation, you know where this quotation comes from. So you have to edit this and then do it in a suffix form and say this particular line comes from page, and then you edit according to your style that you are using. So you go to your style and you see how Harvard does the pages, whether it's P full stop 25 or it's just P25. You have to know what Harvard is using and do the editing yourself as the person that is writing, is doing the write-up. Because the system cannot, unfortunately, it's not going to do the pages for you. That you still have to do manually. So you must look at the style. If there's a semicolon that you must put here after the date, put a semicolon, page, or you just put page numbers without P. In some of the styles, they just put page numbers without P or P full stop. You have to figure it yourself. We can't dictate to say this is how you're going to do it, because you'll be the only person that knows this phrase comes from page 4 or from page 25. Unfortunately, you have to do it manually. The system is not going to be able to do the page whatever for you, because you're the only person that is doing the research and the person that knows where this particular quotation comes from. You have to do the page numbers yourself. You just go to that insert citation where you go under edit this. That is your manual editing of a page number. Okay, so we'll go along as we do our in-text citation, and then I'll show you what's going to happen. You just go and put your cursor wherever you want it to go, the particular reference you want it. So it formats it for you automatically. Remember, I'm using Harvard. If I were to change this particular style into APA, it will just put it in that particular style. So what I've done is to go to my whole document, insert all these in-text citations as I'm reading my text, or this is author this is author that. When I'm done, I just put my cursor at the end of my document. I go to these 3 lines again, and then remember this bibliography now is off. I just switch it on, and then there's the formatting of the references that I've requested. So it does it for you automatically. Okay, so if I were to change now and say to the system, I want under the reference manage, I want to use maybe, I want to change my style. I have to go to my RefWorks account and say to the system, I now want to use, remember I've created a bibliography here under Harvard. I can say I want to use any of the institutional styles. I'll take the SAMS one. It's going to change under SAMS. I go back to my RefWorks. I'm going to close this. I go back to my RCM. I'm pulling again. Oh, it's still this one. There's a way for you to change your style, but I think once you are here, I can change the style from there. I think because this one has already been added, it's not going to change. You can change from your account, your RefWorks account, and when you come here, you're dealing with the style that you have selected previously. And this is the style that when you do this submission, it will be an accepted style. So, and then you can just call it either list of references, or bibliography, whatever your department or your supervisor advises you to call it. Make sure that you term it properly, because different departments will call it differently. There are those who just say this is a bibliography, or it's a list of references, it's sources, or list of sources, or whatever it is. Okay, so I'm going to pause here, and then let's see if we have any questions.